Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about how to lock down the playmaking shot creator in NBA 2K22 Next Gen, aka how to stop the left-right cheese. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all the good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. So for the lineup we're playing against, it's a pretty typical one as far as 3v3 goes, where we have the playmaking shot creator at the one spot in the far left corner. We have the facilitating 3-level two-way, where it's pretty much a lockdown that can do a lot of different things. And then we have the versatile paint beast at the big man spot, which is typically a big that can shoot the ball. And in today's video, you're going to be seeing some A1 defense from my boy J20 right here with the mask on. We got my boy AK over here, also known as Shots Top 5. So long story short, you're going to be seeing all different styles of defense. I want to break down all types of different roles too. I'm not playing on-ball defense by any means in this video. You can see me on the 7'3", but there might be some situations that I'm forced to. I want to explain how you can maybe avoid that and how you deal with it. So I'm going to let this possession play out fully and just break it down afterwards. So you can see I have to step out to the top. I'm hedging onto the guard, and then I get completely just cooked right there. So to backtrack all the way to where this started from, what I want to explain is my style of hedge defense and what I like to do as a big man and how I like to set my guards up in terms of verbally telling them what I like to do. So first and foremost, I like to play this wing defense in terms of the hedge D. So I want my guard or my lockdown to be playing the middle of the court. So ideally, this leaves me in a situation where yes, I may get ISO'd, but it's going to be in this area of the court where it's going to be in the corner all the way to the wing about right here. And that's where I feel comfortable playing ISO defense. Now, what this also means is my guard is going to always try and backtrack back to the point guard, and I'm just going to step out and hedge until that situation where I can get back into the paint. Now, you might ask, well, what do you do about a shooting big or a shooting outside center, whatever the case may be? Well, this is why I like to play this open wing side. So in the situation where I am stuck out here, and then this big man completely pops off to this wing because he's in the area where the corner spot up is, as well as he's pretty near this popper wherever he's going to be going. Now, if he stays directly toward the middle, it's going to be a very easy thing for me to get back to in terms of hedge defense, where yes, I can easily go from this wing right here back to the big man if my guard is able to backtrack close enough or quick enough, whatever the case may be. What it's going to allow him to do is he's going to be able to play this corner spot up as well as playing the popper if he goes to this wing right here on the same side as where the corner spot up is. Now, if the pop stays toward the top of the key, like right in the middle, what it's going to allow me to do is get back a lot easier, where if I'm hedging out to this wing right here and then my guard is able to get back by the time that I have this all secured. Long story short, when the guard gets back, now I'm returning back to the big man, so I'm not stuck in this ISO all day. Because if we play true sides, it's going to allow me to be put in a situation where I'm getting constantly ISO for threes. It's not ideal. We don't want that. I'm a little bit slow out here, and it's not easy to play ISO defense on this. So we're going to resume it right here, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. I step out to the guard as soon as he gets to that wing, and he tries to get the quick stop. I am on it, and then by the time that I know he's not going to shoot the ball, boom, I can get back to the big man. Now, if you were to stay a little bit further toward the wing right here, and my lockdown, or whatever you want to call this guy right here, isn't playing a little bit more toward the top of the key or the wing, I might get exposed on the pops, but that's something we can easily adjust to. Like I said, he can sort of give up these backdoor cuts or anything like that, so he can kind of front the corner and play between two. And just like that, like I said, me playing this wing side equals me giving up the pop toward that open wing, but the wing is closer to the corner spot up, so it is what it is. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, now that we have the hedge defense out of the way, it allows you to understand why we don't want situations like this, where I have to step out fully to the guard in this situation at the very top of the key, and then boom, the big man just has my guard stuck down there as well. We don't like stuff like this. We really don't like these situations at all. We want to avoid them at all costs, and it's a lot easier to do that by playing this style of defense right here, where I'm only stepping out to the open wing right here. So just understand, I know it was a really long drawn out explanation. It's only been literally one possession in the game, but I really want to explain my style of hedge defense and what I like to do, because this right here, we do not want this. We do not want me as the big man at the top of the key having to play ISO defense on the guard with no help from my point guard to get back, because he has to stay attached to the big man as he's rolling to the hoop or popping off to that corner. Alright, so now hopefully you guys don't mind if I show some offense in this gameplay as well. I feel like everything was pretty free-flowing and really fast, so we're not going to skip all the offensive possessions or anything like that. It also allows you to see how we set up our full-court defense or anything like that, or how we just go about certain things. Now, what I really want to talk about is my boy J20 playing this crazy on-ball D. He was a killer out here. I mean, he was over here just getting bump steal after bump steal after bump steal. Once again, I'm playing hedge wherever my guard needs it, wherever my lock needs it. Another thing that I really want to talk about is the impact you can make as a corner defender as well. You're going to see my boy AK doing it in this situation. You're going to see me doing it later in the video as well, where boom, I step out and then I get back to the big man because he's down here, right? And now in this situation, if J20 is getting ISO'd like that, and he's going to get this quick stop 10 times out of 10 right here. He is just lost on defense right now, and my boy AK comes out here and literally plays 2 people at once. I can't speak enough to how great of corner defense this is. On top of that too, if the big man is rolling, I'm going to pause it when the big man rolls right here, because if the big man is in the paint, what this allows AK to do is give up that cut from the corner right here. And if he thinks he can hold 2 people and be able to contest this shot, yet at the same time get back to the corner if he did pass it right here, it's perfectly fine if he gives up that backdoor cut because the big man's already in the paint. You are perfectly fine with sending 2 people to the paint at the exact same time on defense. So doing stuff like that right there is beautiful. Now, I was over here ball watching. I was like so in awe of how great of defense that was from AK right there that I ended up just not even paying attention to the rebound. So that's my own problem. I need to be focused on that. But you can see right there, my boy J20 playing beautiful defense right here on these bumps. Again, this is how I would say you really have to play defense in this game. You want to go really high on the body right here. You don't want to be playing a lot lower in that situation where you're kind of attached to the screener and you're going for the X button. You are going to have a hard time understanding that bump steals in this game are very close to the body. You have to be right on his hip. You have to be right where the ball is. You can see right there, 1 bump, and then you're going to watch him as well play the ball hand just like that, go for the steal. He's super high on him and he goes for that bump steal. Boom. Ball jostles free, he picks it back up, we get our new possession, and just like that, beautiful steal from my boy. And then offensively, just a really easy 3-pointer right here. Guard gets stuck on the screen. Big man's not playing. No types of hedge defense. This is horrible defense. It's just as simple as that. It is what it is. And you guys are going to see it a lot in this video. I mean, there is a difference between good players and bad. And as a lot of people really don't want to hear that, it's the truth, to be completely honest. Now, right here, once again, this is what I want to talk about with this corner defense. A lot of people think when ISO is happening at this top of the key that you have to stay put on the corners, you have to just not be caught lacking at all and never give up these threes. The situation is fronting the corners is super good. Now if you're sagging off way down in the paint, it's not good defense. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's no point in doing that. You're really just costing your team 3-point attempts and stuff like that on the defensive end because you're gonna give up a lot of threes. Now in this situation where you're fronting the corner, it's really not that bad. You're giving up the back doors, but especially for me as a big man who is very comfortable going for this chase down block right here if he does pass the big, I can really front the corner, step out right there where again maybe he had a shot available right there, and then in this exact same situation again maybe he gets a shot right there, but J20 recovers and gets a really good contest. But either way, even if he was way out of this picture right here, I'm still way close enough for the contest myself, and then boom, just like that, I can either recover to the corner if he passes back there, or I recover back to the paint, boom, get the rebound in this situation, and just like that we get a 20% contest and he just misses. It's beautiful playing defense like that. And right here you can see dude just wasn't ready to put his hands up, the mismatch expert with J20 on a smaller guard in the corner. It's a beautiful thing, man. Now listen, these guys win percent were pretty good, their levels were really high as well, so it is something to be like mentioned and to take note of. But in this situation right here, I'm just gonna give a tip to all the screeners out here. If the guard has his guy beat by this much, you need to get out the way, especially if you can shoot the ball. There's no reason for him to be toward the top of the key, ready to set a screen right now. He needs to be getting away from me or away from his guard so that I can't actually play 2 people. But in this situation, I'm easily playing 2. My guard recovers and then boom, just like that, he's back. Now the guard's just miscellaneously, like aimlessly dribbling too, and then J20 gets this bump steal once again for like the 3rd time already this game. And again, there really was no direction right there from the offense in any situation. Right there though, I have 25 ball handle, guard gets the ball back. We got AK in the on-ball defense now. Now another thing that I really want to mention too, and we'll maybe talk about that later in the video, so I won't worry about it, but arrows. Arrows are a very big thing you want to control. And right there again, AK was playing great defense, gets the contest, beautiful. I'm on the inbound defense, boom, we jostle that free. J20 does, however, miss that open top of the key 3-pointer. It is what it is. Once again, he's going to pressure the ball handler. He's going to be playing that middle. I'm playing the wing side in terms of like hedge defense, right? So I'm stepping out right here. It's going to allow J20 to play really aggressive toward the top of the key. Once again, I'm ready to step out toward that wing. And then boom, if he does move back to the top of the key, J20's got him. Now in this situation, he actually did the right thing. He did the bailout pass to the paint and goes to the big. And just like that, boom, they get there wide open too. Unfortunate, sometimes you will catch those guards lacking though, and you'll catch them trying to run back to the top of the key, and then boom, that's when J20 would have him with the blitz. Really easy situation. Now these guys right here, they're getting lit up from three-pointer, right? They're trying to run guard sides. They're trying to run with their lockdown and their guard, playing pick and roll defense, and maybe give up free twos. I'm not really sure why you would do such a thing in this situation either, when you can't really give up wide open twos by any means. You're already done for if you're not getting true stops. Now, this right here is what I want to talk about with the arrows, right? Where if I got this arrow for no reason on this guard, and it's really screwing my lockdown over because he's not facing him, he's not facing up with him, he's not getting the really defensive assist that he would be getting from the game and stuff like that either. So I need to be doing in some situations is either A, double team and help him out in this corner situation like I was talking about, or I need to just fully face guard the big man so that my arrow goes back to him. As you can see, boom, my arrow is back on the big. Right here, I just want to mention, this is really good offense by them, where it's super compact and tight in this corner. And in this situation too, if this guy stays put in the corner, he can really be susceptible to blitz, the point guard that is, where J20 could play toward the middle and just box him in like that, and then have him run straight into AK where he's playing two people like that, and then boom, you could go for a lot of blitzes right here. This point guard is in a bad spot right now. So what they do is really clean. They cut this corner from the left to right, and just like that, they open up the offense by just creating some space out that corner and moving to the other one. Now, we're back to the same defense that I'm talking about. I'm hedging toward that corner side. I don't ever have to step out for that long. Why? Because my guard is going to get back. Boom. I'm either back to the paint or back to the top of the key. My angles are going to differ just based on what is going on in that situation. So if he would have stayed back to the top, I am not drifting down like I am right here. Instead, I'm drifting way back to the top. So whatever the situation may be, it's a lot easier to play that hedge defense where you can just play toward the corner side. Right there though, J20 does get beat. It is what it is. That stuff happens. You can get tight handled here and there. You can just end up doing a wrong move on defense. It really just is as simple as that. And it's not easy. It's not perfectly done to play defense 100% of the game. Right there, I'm not gonna lie, these guys are just done for. I mean, they're over here giving up wide open twos. The game's been over for a couple minutes, but we're here to talk about this killer defense right here. My boy J20 was playing crazy bumps, and I gotta say, this is the style of defense you have to play now. They patch the pickpocket steals, so to do things like this where you're going really high, close to the body, like I said, that's the key. You gotta be really close to the vest when you're going for those bump steals now. And just like that, boom, jostles it free. Could have got the ball back. It was very close to us getting that loose ball, but either way. Now, again, arrows, right? So I have the big man arrow originally, but J20's trying to switch from this guy to this guy because he is lined up at the 2. So his original matchup is in the Pacers uniform, where originally this is the matchup for my guard to be on the guard and then for J20 to be on the Pacers guy. I think that's the Pacers. I might be tripping. But anyway, he tries switching the arrow, but what it actually does is it switches the arrow onto the big man. Now, my arrow is on the guard. So what I have to do is I have to face guard and hug this guy really tight, or allow J20 to be the one that's closer to the guard. And then just like that, you're gonna see arrow switches back, boom, back onto the big man. J20 is on the guard. Now, I'm back to that wing side defense. Once again, I'm trying to play the hedge over here and then recover back to the paint. Perfectly done in that situation. You can see very easily executed. Now, once again, I cannot stress enough. Arrows, arrows, arrows. I'm on the big man originally, but then boom, as soon as I'm stepping out to the guard, you can see my arrow is starting to change, and then it stays changed for a while. So what I either need to do is, I need to understand that my lockdown is going to be on a string. He's not able to defend the guard the same way he normally would, and he's going to be struggling a little bit. So I either A, need to drop all the way down and just hug this guy. I need to face guard him and let J20 just kind of hold his own for a couple seconds without the arrow. It's going to be really unfortunate, or what I can do is I can still kind of double team, show him a lot of help, and just be able to be ready to step up to this top of the key because I know he's going to get busted a couple times in that situation. So just understand how the arrows work. You can see right there, I drop fully back to the big man. AK goes for the bump steal right there. Boom, gets the green on the corner spot up right there. I mean, man, we were playing some crazy defense in this game. Now right there, I do want to explain, it is toward the end of the game. We're just kind of messing around a little bit. I'm going for a blitz when I normally wouldn't do this at all. You can see I'm dropping down like that. J20 goes for the steal too. But realistically, most times, I'm just going to be back on defense playing safety for the situation where J20 or AK can easily go for those on-ball steals. And then realistically, if he does beat him to the corner like this, once again, ideally, I'm hedging to this corner right here where I can just box him in. And what I really want to stress too is if I cut off the corner and I just kind of get to this side and force him middle, it forces him back to my lockdown as well, to the point where if back to the middle is the only place he can go, then I'm easily dropping back to the big man too because he's coming closer to my lockdown or guard. So it's just ideal in that situation anyway. Right here, you can see I kind of leave J20 open, but either way, they keep the big man on J, and man, I mean, they're leaving the two guards on me, and that's just money. That's just gonna be easy. So anyway, fire video. I really wanted to use that gameplay to explain to you guys how I like to play the hedge defense, how the corner can step out really well, the bump steals on the guard and stuff like that, as well as just controlling arrows, everything in a condensed maybe like 6-minute gameplay that, yes, I did a lot of breakdowns on and probably turned it in like a 16-minute video. But either way, I really wanted to explain how we play the defense like that. 4 turnovers, 4 for 8 in total from field goal range, and just in general 3 for 7 from 3. And really, I mean, yes, they did get some free rebounds. We did give up a free opportunity in that situation a couple times as well. And another thing I want to mention too, clean offense can also help set up good defense. So what I mean by that, it really translates to pro-am in a lot of senses, where if you can not turn the ball over very much and they don't have a lot of fast break offense or anything like that, or just free buckets, it really leads to them having to set up their half court set every single time. So really, good offense sets up easy defense. Good defense sets up easy offense, where you can get the steals and get fast breaks. We even did that a couple times in this video as well, where we had 4 steals. So we had our fair share of fast break points. But again, I just want to stress to you guys, these guys are not pushovers by any means. Don't get me wrong, I don't like to show 77 win percent and act like they're the best in the game by any means. But either way, they obviously all hit level 40 the season before. They're pretty much in the same level range as us as well. And yes, I understand that doesn't exactly mean everything, but I just wanted to explain they're not pushovers. They're not horrible by any means. And what we did right here is a really good way of explaining to you how to execute defense. Now, if you don't have this exact lineup by any means, I understand, but you can still get the job done with like a 6'6", 6'7" lock. Even if he's super oversized or anything like that, you can still play the exact same style of defense as long as your hedge D is doing what it needs to be doing. Again, I'm 7'3". I don't expect that you're going to be any slower than me at the big man spot. But either way, it still works if you're only guarding that point guard in condensed areas. The only time that I actually had to step out to the point guard and actually guard him was in that situation where AK ended up playing a little bit too close to the corner and then gave up the middle, and then I have to step out to the middle. And then again, this is not an ideal situation for me. And also, what I do want to mention too is if you're the guard, you probably should just not even deal with the big man at all and just come up and help me on the top of the key and double team the guard, so that when you do get that double team in, once you are up, I can actually drop back down to the big. And if they give up that free 2, it is what it is. But you do not want your big man on an island with a guard at the top of the key. That's not what you want by any means, especially if you're playing good people. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. And if you did, to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Like always, like I said, let's try this 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put defense in the comments to show supports me all the way through, or put D if you would rather do that as well. Anyway, that's all for the vid, man. And if you guys got any feedback, any comments you want to leave, feel free to as well. Appreciate all the love and support. It means everything. And other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.